What is good, guys? It's Ray J back with another video. And in this, I want to break down talking about Tesla SPY and a couple of other tickers, give you guys a very, very quick technical update on Tesla and the markets. But let me first mention that I am not a financial planner. Make sure you take nothing I say as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please check out the Webull link, which is down below and in the description. If you sign up for Webull and deposit $500, you guarantee 20 free stocks. And this offer ends in just about 6 days from now. Anyways, for Tesla's thing managed to push all the way up to this 190 area. I was hoping it would hold above this resistance, but we're kind of struggling to do so. Now we're just barely at 184 right now because the whole market is selling off. We saw SPY sell off quite a bit. The QQQ is also selling off quite a bit as well. And with the market selling off, it's actually dragging Tesla down right now. So, yes, Tesla is dipping a bit. We did say it might dip a bit. I was thinking it would come down to like 186, 187. If we lost this, then our target would be 184. Unfortunately, Tesla does have potential to dip a little bit more, but despite that happening, the technicals still look a little bit more bullish to me. I still think that there's potential for Tesla to try to rebound, try to push higher later on during the month. So I still see a very, very big move coming. I still think that Tesla could continue to squeeze. For now, it's temporarily dipping because of the overall markets, but don't forget we still have the shareholder meeting that's coming up. It's going to happen today after the market closes. So Tesla could still get a very, very big reaction for tomorrow, and the share price could still uptrend later on, in my personal opinion. So we have the annual stockholder meeting today. This is going to be after the market closes at 3:30 p.m. Central Time, and this is still going to lead to a big reaction for Tesla. As far as the market goes, we just have very, very minor data for the rest of the day, just a bunch of bill auctions at 11:30. Nothing else too crazy. But like I said before, the market is selling off right now, and this is causing Tesla to dip as well. Also, Tesla pushed very, very hard during the pre-market session, and now we're just at this support right here. So I'll be watching 184 as key support. This is where our pre-market support happened to be, where we kind of gapped from. If we end up losing 184, we could be dipping all the way down to 182. That's going to be our next target. And if that fails, we have a gap to fill all the way down to 178. So could Tesla dip quite a bit more? Yes, it could. But like I said earlier, even if that does happen, Tesla could still get a big bounce thanks to the shareholder meeting. And also, we have a very, very bullish looking structure developing on the chart. There is still an inverse head and shoulders, and I still think that this has a lot of potential to play out. Everything played out for this except for the big run we're waiting for. So I still think Tesla could uptrend and push for the 200 target. I still see potential in Tesla stock nonetheless. So I want to make that very clear. The market's looking bearish. It's dragging Tesla down for the short term, but Tesla could still bounce later on. It's going to be just fine. Now, for SPY, I warned everyone that SPY is going to likely see a lot of volatility between 544 and 540, but I just want to bring your attention to the daily time frame of SPY. We have this gap to fill all the way over here. If we lose 540, SPY is going to come down to 537 by tomorrow. So be careful, guys. SPY is approaching 540. If we lose that, 537 is coming, and that's going to drag Tesla even lower. Nvidia pushed all the way up to 127.5. We have a gap to fill on Nvidia all the way down to about 125. If we fail to hold 127, look for 125 on Nvidia. Right now, we're showing some signs of rejection, and we're struggling at 128. So just be careful. For the QQQ, we're beginning to reject right here. We actually have a gap as well on the QQQ. We actually have two gaps. There's one all the way over here. I'll be watching 474 as key support. We have 475. If that fails us, watch 474.25. If that fails us, I'll be looking at this support right here around 472. We have to hold that on the QQQ. If we lose this, we have a big gap to fill all the way down to 468. So quite a bit of downside is still possible for the QQQ if we end up losing 475 and 472. Aapl pushed all the way up to about this resistance. We're kind of still shuffling within our range. So Aapl has some strength compared to the QQQ and the others. We're still trading sideways, but make sure you watch this support at 212.5. If we lose this, we'll be looking for 210 and then 207. Our resistance is currently at 214, 216. We're showing a little weakness on Aapl with this liquidity grab. So I think it might dip lower. So just be a little bit careful with that. Bitcoin is also dipping. It was trying to rebound. Now we're actually seeing some weakness right now. So this is actually looking like it's going to be coming down to about the 66,000 area. So just be careful. And then for a few more, we also have AMD barely holding 158. If we lose this, we'll be dipping down to 155. We're looking more bearish right now. We also have a head and shoulders like structure. So AMD does look more bearish. Coinbase failed to hold 260. If we held it, we could have seen 264. If we rejected, I called out. We'd be looking at 249. We actually are losing our 20 EMA, so I think that we could be dipping to 242 if this continues to fall. So 242 looks imminent. Amazon's dipping a little bit, so we're actually kind of within this range, but make sure you watch 185.5 as key support. If we lose that, this will be dipping lower. Otherwise, we're just kind of shuffling. And then Meta is also dipping a bit. I'm going to be looking for 500 to be tested very soon. If we lose that, we dip lower all the way down to about the next support over here. Previous resistance becoming support around 498. And if that fills us, then we have 490. So we look more bearish. GameStop is still kind of shuffling around the 25 area. We're still at 26, so very close. Not really doing much. And the same thing with AMC. AMC is showing some life, hitting 5.2, but I want to see it break 5.5 to turn bullish. Otherwise, both AMC and GameStop are still range bound, so we'll see how things go. SPY is showing weakness, guys, so just be very, very mindful of that. Tesla's barely at 185 right now. It is possible Tesla dips a little lower, but like I said before, it's not necessarily the end of the world since we have the shareholder meeting coming up. I think that Tesla could try to rebound later, and we still have a very bullish looking pattern that still has a lot of potential to play out. So, short term, the market's dragging Tesla down. Yes, Tesla could dip a little bit more. It's still possible. But for the medium term, the inverse hand shoulders should play out and Tesla could get a big bounce and we could continue to uptrend into the much higher levels. So I still see potential for Tesla to do so as long as we manage to hold above some key levels, which I'll talk about a little bit later. But for now, there could be a little dip coming. Market's slowing down a bit, and then we'll see if Tesla bounces later on for a potential squeeze to continue. That's going to be a little bit later on. All right, so we'll see how things go. Don't forget, Tesla still has a shareholder meeting later on for today. And with that being said, I want to thank you all so much for listening. Have a great day, guys, and I will see you guys very, very soon on the next one. Oh, and one more thing I actually want to talk about before I conclude the video. I forgot about this. I want to talk about the VIX real quick. There's something I wanted to say. So for the VIX, I wanted to make a very important point about this 12 area. We're trying to hold 12 as key support. We also have this resistance all the way up here around 12.5. Breaking this opens the doors for 12.65. So we're actually trying to get a little counter trend move on the VIX right here because we're at key support at 12. So this has upside potential in my opinion. I think that this is trying to rebound. The dollar is also showing some strength. The dollar is trying to bounce right now. We're actually breaking past our key EMAs. And this imbalance on the 4 hour does show 105.25 plus is coming and even higher levels. So this is all pointing in the direction that the market has more downside coming, and SPY and the QQ have some gaps to fill, which could drag the market lower. Just wanted to mention that very briefly. Anyways, with that being said, I want to thank you all so much for your attention. As far as Tesla goes, I know it's a little frustrating to see that this, this very, very big move that's coming is going to take some time. But like I said before, we're making some progress. Tesla did make a nice move and just got to give it some time. The inverse head and shoulders is still intact, so it still could play out. But we have to give Tesla some more time in order for this to play out. All right, so I will be back in maybe around like 3 hours from now. I'll be back for another update. Make sure you watch the levels I called out, and we will remain optimistic and hope for the best nonetheless. All right, thank you for listening. Have a great day, guys. And I'll see you guys very, very soon in just a few hours. Thanks again, and peace out.